My name is Ben Okonkwo, and I lead the monitoring and evaluation department for the Tony and Melo Foundation. And of course, you know what the foundation does. We've discussed that in very broader details within the session that we had. But we continue to lead entrepreneurship development in Africa. We've done that for 10 years, and then we've had supported over 19,000 entrepreneurs within this period. We've not done it alone. There's been a lot of partnership, but it's born out of our intent and, of course, our commitment to do this from 2015 and the results that we've had. And that has gotten a lot of recognition, and a lot of partners have come to trust the work that we do. And from 2018, we began to explore a lot of partnership, and to date, we've explored over 35 partnerships to get us here. And we'll continue to do that. Our focus will remain entrepreneurship development, will remain sector agnostic, will remain Pan-African. But what we would do after this 10 years of iteration is to expand what we are doing, like you would naturally expect. And we want to do that by bringing in a lot of partners into the picture through what we call the Coalition for African Entrepreneurs. And that's essentially what what we keep now discussing with partners wherever we go. And green entrepreneurship, interestingly, is a core center of that coalition. And Casa África's activity here today is very crucial, as you would see other organizations also putting together similar symposiums, and different countries also showing interest. We're working on green entrepreneurship in Africa, and we've done a whole lot within that space, and we hope that our contribution in this workshop also would be very crucial in shaping the thoughts of everyone who's present as we try to put together works that we can do together. I think one of the important trends that I always like to talk about in recent times is the fact that we are dealing with a very large young population across Africa. We are dealing with a mean age of about 16, up until 18. And you can't help but to think of sustainability not only in line with entrepreneurship, but also in line with the entire agenda for green initiatives, green entrepreneurship in Africa. And you think about the youth age that we have and what we stand to gain in the longer term if we start to invest early in these entrepreneurs within these ages that we've identified. And that's where the work that we do at the foundation becomes really critical, because we've been focusing on those youths for a very long time. And with the growing population of these young people, I think it's only ideal for us to start thinking of intervention at that early stage, especially when it has to do with the transitioning from what we've been doing for the past years into a more sustainable ways of doing things. And hope that in trying to do that, we can create green jobs, we can create businesses that are able to regenerate revenue within that space. There's a lot of transitioning that has to happen. And with it, we see opportunities. And those opportunities also, we are keen to leverage them. And we're not just leveraging those opportunities alone, we are also now seeing a need to rally a lot of other organizations and countries, especially Spain, to join us in that conversation and begin to drive this initiative across Africa. I must say that the challenges we're having in terms of climate and environmental issues associated with it is real, and that the governments of Africa, wherever we go to, recognize that this is a huge challenge. We are, in fact, I would say Africa is more badly hit with this, and then we are the least contributors. And I think it's so negligible, the contributions that Africa would make in terms of this climate change. But then we are receiving the brunt of the dangers that come with it. So the countries, governments are not sitting back. They have their own challenges, and everybody is dealing with issues around economy and conflict and all of that and insecurities, but it's real. And they're recognizing the challenge that comes with it. And what we've seen so far is nothing less than overall support, where they may not have the finances to be able to contribute effectively as they would want to. They may not have enough stability to be able to steer conversation in that direction, but that doesn't mean that they're not interested in what's happening. And like I said, during the workshop, I think the private sector has a lot of role to play. They have to take responsibility at this time, because the private sector in Africa is a lot more structured, and they have been able to pull known to pull together government when it's needed and government to respond when they are called, even though the government may be expected to take leadership sometimes. And where that's not happening, our conversation and our position will always be that private sector should take the lead, and that's our philosophy we've come to stand with. So I think that broadly they are very receptive. They are aware of the responsibility that lies with them as African government. There are a lot of other issues that they're dealing with, and I think those issues also are mitigating several efforts that they're making towards this direction. Now, I wouldn't excuse the fact that there are several quarters where you will not have the right responsiveness in terms of government contributions and the way they are seeing things. But like I said, private sector is required at this time to raise the bar up and begin to even call government to account in areas where they're responsive, and that you can have them on the table with every opportunity that you have. But generally, I think the private sector are going to have to lead this charge if we must have some kind of result.